So I see you.
Mhm.
I see both of you actually. I saw James on his mother's spaceship. He made a joke. It's the spaceship is my mother, but I was my dad, sitting and looking at the energy that we call space or cosmos. Um, and you are in a sparkling, it's like silver suit with golden stripes. You're the messenger of the universe that makes the energetic connections between souls that are similar in experience, so they can connect in different lifetimes, what we call, or existences on different physical and non-physical platforms of creation slash game and experience that gives you experience of fun and satisfaction, except for prison planets that the Special Federation, a group or council, is trying to fix and reopen the prisons and let the souls out, which is happening now because the energy became unbearable and the elimination of artificial overlays of original planets and universes is needed in order to proceed in creation and expansion of ever-expanding energy source, which we are. We are the fountain of the energy. We're little droplets. Together we are the fountain. We are the source itself. We're the little lights, and we are the big giant life light ourselves that gives life to creation. What do you want
So,
to know?
should we talk to James now?
That was your soul talking.
I mean, should we talk to James now?
Yeah, we can talk to him. He's sitting in
Yes.
his chair next to his
Yes.
dad. Blue
Uh-huh.
energy.
So, how do me and James know each other?
Your cosmic messenger. We know each other because we are, in a way, me, my dad, and our team are cosmic messengers also, but
Mhm.
we are the ones who bring the knowledge to other corners of the universe, different universes, and we bring a cosmic resolution in order to wake souls up inside the cyborg bodies, cloned bodies, shadow copies. We need to bring the knowledge and spread it so the souls can awaken inside the shells and then overshadow the shell, overpower it, so we can control the shell, not the shell controlling you. Each shell has a artificially generated brain that's controlled by a ray projected by, in your reality, a moon and Saturn. Other planets of help too, but the main one is the moon. The moon is the main recycling center. The Saturn is the one that produces the frequency belt that unwinds like a string of serpentine into the surface of planet, what you call Earth, and binds the minds of the robotic bodies of people inside which souls reside. The binding is important because they need to be bound by information that restricts them from pursuing their dreams, their wishes. They need to be under command of the algorithms of the simple army life. You live like in an army because you're given commands without knowing you are given commands, and you follow each other because you need to be included. You don't want to be separate because separation is death in the program encoded into your brain that calls for life and surviving of the cage in which your soul lives is one of the most important programs encoded into every cell of your fake body. It's a programming that drives you until you wake up and overpower it. Many people awaken and they got caught in the false fog of false teachings called New Age and other things. They just want you to be in so-called high frequency, high vibration, which is utterly impossible in this world because this world is a creation of a demon beings. These are demonic beings. Make sure that you cannot sustain happiness. It's a rare opportunity to be happy, to be satisfied. Everything is done on purpose in order to bring you down. And the reason why New Age says you have to be in high frequency all the time because they want you to be ignorant. They don't want you to know what's happening. Only when you know what's happening on the platform of the Terra Uno and Terra Due, you when you know, you can fix it. When you don't know, you're blind. But that doesn't mean you're on high frequency. That means you're blind, you're ignorant. You don't want to help yourself, you don't want to help others. That's all. No judgment is a false one, too. How can you not judge if you must judge in order to fix it? Or at least know that it's wrong. You must judge for that, too. You see, everything is distorted, and people are programmed to just believe, to trust. Somebody knows better. Somebody always knows better because you from childhood, you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself because it's not you, it's just your body, it's just your suit, your costume, your projection. It's not your true self. And that's why you are programmed to trust somebody else because you never trust your fake self. You always feel like you're fake. You look at your face, you don't like it. You look at the way you are, you don't like it. You look at your life, you're not satisfied. It's simply because you know it's all fakery, it's all fake. But you see it from a different perspective when you exit the body. And James is laughing here. He's saying it's totally true. Because his dad is saying something to him too, that he's confirming. His dad is saying that the thing is that he knew that his soul would be taken by SSP forces and will be used and abused in there. And I knew, and you knew. You knew too. You knew you would meet with me and James. You knew that you would not see him in physical, but you don't need to see him in physical because we're all connected. We are all the team of souls with crystalline structure who came to spread the knowledge, to dig deeper. Even if we don't spread the knowledge, we still do because we are particles of this network of information that is like a carpet covering the layer in which people are, bodies with souls are. So we are contributing to the ocean of information. And in that ocean, when person is grown up to a certain level of consciousness, that person would accept that information. It would just flow, get magnetized to her or him. That's how it works. And at that point, you were ready to take it. And James, he's saying that he knew he was gonna be gone. He was very disappointed about in people, in the world, in the structure, in how awakened people who say they're awakened, they let the brain, the programs of survival, the programs of ego take over them. And they've been taken over by entities also. And they've been abusive, mean, and all that to him also. But he knew about this. That's why he would always forgive everyone. Because when you have experience, thus you have consciousness level is higher. Consciousness is just understanding. You understand why people act that way, that it's not the soul that does it. It's the brain that dictates the body to do such things to people behind their backs to hurt them. But it's not the soul. The soul would never want to hurt anybody. But he also knew that most of the people he dealt with had fractured souls and multiple personalities and alters. And you never know whom you're dealing with. You might be dealing with a mean alter or a kind alter or anything in between. He was just taking it as it is because his main goal was to use his time wisely to spread information, to touch people, and to be a connector of souls. He connected, he's pointing at me. He connected me. He came into my life by himself because I was ready to be connected to people he connected me with. And that's what he is. He's just that soul who connects, forms groups, forms energetic connections that lead you to higher level of consciousness, understanding, creation. You can create more and wider. You can expand your thoughts, your ideas. And he's just a link in the game of knowledge and creation. There are different souls who take on different functions. That's his function. Your function is like a cosmic traveler, like a messenger. See, you had a message to bring to Oksana, James saying, and that's what you did. That's why, and the reason why you're looking into pyramids and you're always around them, because the frequency of your soul resonates with the frequency of pyramids, with the ancient knowledge. You're the keeper of the ancient knowledge. As a messenger, you know everything, how every universe, where it's located, how it's mapped out, how the energies are mapped out. That's why you know the highest energy points on the map of the planet. That's why you're driven. You're driven to travel. You're driven to travel where pyramids are. Pyramids are like the conglomerates of high frequency in this world. But what Demiurge and his helpers, archangels, did, they converted the high point energies into low point energies, meaning they are still high points. They can be used as healing energies if you program them with your mind like that. But what they do is they feed the matrix, because at the bottom of the point So one point of the pyramid is he draws like plus, and at the bottom is minus. So the minus goes to the low frequency worlds, which is like first D and second D, and they take that energy. Because they have that energy, they can create, sustain scenarios of wars, deception, hunger, constant war zone type activity in families on micro and macro levels, inside of your life and outside of your life. And since our world is like a mirror of the original, they they mirrored, so they put the mirror in between, and the one side of the mirror was assigned negative, another one is positive, and they flipped it. So the positive is kept not seen by us, and the negative is underneath us, and we're in between. So that's why you can either go to it was a hint, the story about hell and heaven. It's like you either go to hell, which doesn't exist, but it's just a low frequency world, or you can go to high frequency. Depends at what point you leave your body, because James left his body in a peaceful way, despite that he went in cardiac arrest, despite that his body, but he wasn't feeling the pain that the body had when he exited the body. He says, I didn't feel anything, because when you die in a peaceful way, you don't feel the pain. And he knew it. He knew he was going. He said he suspected he was going, but he just wanted to go. He did want to go.
So why did they create so many clones of James, even at the risk of him dying?
Because they wanted him in different programs, because his soul has a lot of experience and a very energy, produces a lot of energy. It looks like each soul produces different amount of energy type thing, and some souls are more durable than others. His soul was very durable and very energy efficient, and had a lot of experience, because he's like a universal type. It's like a diplomat in between universes, He brings peace and knowledge to different universes. Therefore, he knows history of each universe. That's why in this life he was driven to information and to spreading the information, because he's all about collecting, forming it together the way it's understood by certain, people, let's say, or certain people living on certain planet, and they'll give the way to educate type thing. Even though the access to information is available to everybody who lives on a free planet, but planets who are taken over, like our planet, information is hidden, but most people cannot take it and decode it. And James was decoding information, thanks to also souls and bodies who are coming to him to help him gather it. Because James has the ability, is like a leader. He can group people together. That's the specialty of his soul. That's his high ability. And so he was open to any information, because he knew the secret. He knew that what everybody creates pretty much his own truth for himself, and every truth becomes truth for you when you believe in it 100%. So he tried to collect all the truths all together. And also he liked to compare, and he also liked to make people think analytically. So if people think that he believed every speaker, because some speakers were not even, completely telling the truth, or, resonating with others, and they were questioning why James invited that speaker on his show. Then he's saying to me, I was inviting everybody to give stage to every single soul in the body, and I wanted people to use their logic, intuition, and learn to discern. Because what people don't know how to do is mostly they don't know how to discern. They blindly trust. We need to learn not to blindly trust everybody who seems to have better abilities than you or better knowledge than you. He says a lot of times it just fog into your face, into your eyes, and they just want to take advantage of you believing them. And that's why he was welcoming everybody who would come to him, and he would give them benefit of the doubt. That's the answer to a question of many people why he was dealing with some people who were obviously not saying the truth or just pretending. Um, well, he's just telling me some things that he's gonna guide me in every aspect of my life regarding you. He's saying that you're good friends, that you come visit him on his mother's spaceship. You like sitting in the garden with water. I see the water. I see it's like a fountain, but it's not a fountain. I see the fish in there, but it's energetic fish. It's really funny. It changes color when the frequency of the spaceship changes, and it does change all the time because when I see the spaceship going through a portal, it changes its frequency because it may due to mimicry or adaptation to the frequency of the particular portal, in particular space reality, which the spaceship is heading to. He says the problem is the what we know, those who took over in World War II, they are the main force of deception, um, who try to take over many worlds. They are operated by the negative, you can call him negative creator, or AI generated substance that changes its appearance. He can show up differently. It created its slaves who serve him, his servants. His servants are reptilians, draconians, or dracos, as we call them, elves, some dwarf species, greys, all six races of greys also, and some of the mantis, most of them, also the servants. They're just created at the artificial source that is connected and stealing energy from the original source because of the souls. They use the souls to connect also to higher frequency worlds. Uh, that's why they like souls that are fragmented, and they fragment them on purpose and send each fragment of each soul to a different world, each frequency world. Because if you are, let's say, you are in third dimension and also eighth dimension, the parasitic entities like grays can actually use you as a bridge or the tunnel or as a portal to enter the eighth dimension and see if they can take over that world. Also, technology is being integrated in to existence of each and every prison world for a reason, because of the expiration date of creation. Each creation needs to be updated and upgraded because consciousness always growing. It cannot stay the same. Consciousness of many people grew too much, and it's way too much for the artificiality of this world. The conscious people would not and refuse to sustain the artificial layers or overlays of the original planet. So those overlays are dying out. As they are dying out, entities are being released from them, and entities are trying to enter people. In order for them to enter people, they need to create drama and trauma in the people's lives. The Matrix tries to survive itself as a live element because Matrix is basically made out of black goo that was spread thin and created a bubble overlay over the original Terra. So what you can do and what we observe that it's the entities or servants of the dark matrix are trying very hard to collect the final harvest of souls. That's why you who are kind souls are now being attacked. James saying, that's why Oksana, you knew it, you said it right, and thank you for saying it. In my group also, that you get this artificially AI generated thoughts that you're gonna be next going after James. And as was confirmed by my close friend to you today on the phone, that she gets the same thoughts in her head. Those are artificially generated thoughts regarding the migraine you got from the day that I passed. There was the connection, physical to physical, broken in between two of us, even though we never saw each other in person. We tried very hard, but you know, the Matrix created scenarios that we wouldn't meet because in meeting there is special explosion of energy when the Matrix suffers, and they didn't want us meet for that reason. But remember that migraine is from that spaceship that you see above your head that watches you. They use the frequency. The frequency of the spaceship doesn't resonate with the frequency of your soul and creates a dissonance that is manifested as a migraine. A lot of people might have those right now at this point. They would just mean that they are watched. You know what to do. I tell you, follow my instructions. As concerning and regarding your friend, your dear soul friend who is listening on the other side, you're very connected through Egyptian pyramids, through the Lyrans, through felinoid forms of lions and cats, because they have the ancient knowledge, and you both participated in seeding those planets with cat-like creatures and watching them develop. You also watched Draco party taking over those planets, and you wanted to help them. Because you wanted to help them, cats really love them. You, in this world, felinoids, the only way they find the way to go into this world and protect the souls that are dear to them is to become a little cat that will get attached to you, like the one you have, Oksana, got attached to you on the street. That's your guardian angel. You should know that. And I, I see you. You're walking around this spaceship and you're like saying, wow, look at the sky. And it's like, mm, it's energy. It's not how we envision space and not even the pictures much, but it's like energy waves of different colors moving, merging, submerging, forming different geometrical shapes, and then spreading again. It's the constant, and what we see is just one layer of how the new worlds are being created, because in each energy flow there's multiple hundreds of souls who are creating from that energy something new and special. Um, and there's also, you are, as a messenger, you are a watcher of a lot of planets, because James told me you're also like guardian in a way, and you're making sure that the souls involved in creation of different universes and forms of life are intact, are not targeted. And that's why you, in a way, as a guardian angel of me, um, because the reason why you came today is like 2 days after James passed, is because you needed to make sure that I'm okay, because you know that they are actually watching me also. Um, and I see James is showing me, it's like you're you're having this golden sphere around you. It's more like a oval. I see you, and you have this you have like a big cat with the face of a sphinx next to your left leg. Um, and I am surrounded by fire. And he said the reason why, Oksana, you were wearing a t-shirt with a spaceship yesterday is because your soul wanted to tell you, watch out for spaceships. The spaceships these days, no fear, no fear, just warning and information. Then you can put a better protection on yourself to better protect yourself. Um, that they are watching every single high vibrational soul or who came here with a crystalline structure which holds a lot of information that gets unpacked as you grow and age in life, and as you go through new experiences gets unpacked, especially tragic experiences. And that's a miscalculation of the matrix, because the matrix wanted to hit you with a lot of negative traumatic events in your life, but as a side effect you get awakened more and more information get unpacked. And James almost telling me that you unpacked your 13 code of DNA. He said, he goes like this. Look, there's like, they go like this. There's like 12 codes of DNA. I don't know why he shows this. But he said there's a one on top. It's like a rose, okay? The rose is number 13. It opens only when you reach that point of consciousness and you absorb enough light, that golden sun and golden portal, he says, that's the original portal your soul came through, and that's the portal you have to exit this artificial universe. He said, we're not even sure we can save this universe anymore, because he said, my dad said that the goo, the black goo that he dedicated his life of studies about, that killed Max Pierce, uh, he says that it dried up so badly, and if you remove, if like all the souls that are ready to escape from the universe, they will use this uh, dried up sack of artificial layers as a artificial source to keep the souls that didn't have enough knowledge, enough consciousness to escape this artificial universe. It's called artificial now because there's too many layers of artificiality of black goo substance to consider it even natural. And that's why natural souls, since birth, you never feel like you belong. You never feel like it's your life. You always feel like, ask yourself a question: what am I doing here? What is the point of life? Why am I here? You never feel at home. You feel longing for something, for somewhere, for some place, and some state of existence that you don't get here. And you can never get here. You must understand, you can never get that sense of being at home, relaxed, safe, and loved primarily by yourself, because you're a creative being. But here you're always looking for something outside of yourself, simply because you're trying to escape out of your body, because your body is a cage and you know it subconsciously. So you're trying to escape to other people because you're trying to search for salvation from other people. But other people are as damaged as you are, they are as traumatized as you are. And so basically, the only way you can heal yourself is you. And those healers sometimes you go to, they show you the way by their own manipulation of energy. And your subconscious sees it, and it hits your brain with the certain cognition portals of information in this it's like a layer of information, and you can and like get inserted into it like a needle, like some sort of like stick into some river or vessel of flowing information and absorb it. That's like the point. And also James is saying, like, watch the information that resonates with you, because use your time wisely in this physical body. You are a crystal. Crystal in the life should absorb information and form it together, connect it, figure out the escape plan. You have to have a few escape plans. Is that because the people you deal with in the physical reality are also those who can help you get away. Like Oksana saw, he said, by the way, these are from the Black Shield Laboratory. He said the beings, the hybrids I saw yesterday, no, the day before yesterday when he passed, I looked where his soul was, and I saw him exiting his body through his head, and I saw the two beings, hybrids. They're like half human, and on top they had half human face, but they metallic on the sides and big metallic beak like this. And he said those are created in Black Shield facility. Those are hybrids. Um, and he escaped from them because he said, "See, Oksana, the minute you connected with my soul, I saw you were like a screen to me in which I saw how they grabbed my soul. In that very second of understanding what happened, I released myself from them. Because the people you meet in life," he says like this, "they are mirrors to you, but not in the sense that they mirror your bad sides. In a sense that through their eyes, a lot of times, you can see what's happening to you. Sometimes they see even better what's happening to you. And that's why you need to bunch up together and help each other that way. Because from a third point perspective, you see better. Because the soul sometimes doesn't see what's happening with the body. Because body is controlled solely by brain. Nothing else controls it. He said when they shot that spark from the device, that they had on this dark spaceship. Dark diamond spaceship. They had a device that hit his heart. He said he knew it coming, but he was ready. His body was too weak. He was ready. And I see when it hits him, they said they can only do this to you when you are at a certain mind, which goes deeper to your soul frequency. When you have a thought of going, they can only do that to you at that point. But you can be stronger, but he didn't want to be stronger. At that point, he felt he completed what he wanted, and his last conference was the most important thing for him, which also made him much weaker, much weaker. But he knew it was the point of his life that he needed to put people together as a true soul connector. He needed to put those people together at the conference. That's why he had so many messages, how important it is to get together, meet each other, support each other, speak the truth to each other. He said, I collected all the rest of my life energy to do just that, and I feel like I completed my mission. And I see who was taking him now. There's beings with like strange hats with this things on the side and like a big brain that is semi-transparent. They're like semi-robotic. But then there was a military too taking him. He had codons of information in him, and they were putting some device. It looks like something like this, and they're like putting it into his it's like a little like the bees thing, like where they put the honey in. It's like there, and that device absorbs the information and it's filled up with information, and then they put it on their computer and it shows in text. Yeah. Do you have anything? I'm asking him if he has any message to his dear. He says, my dear mother, who was with me when I exited the body. I'm saying, yes, I'm with her. I'm gonna help her with all her projects. And I guided her to talk to you. And I asked my other good friend to ask you to talk to her, because that's very important. You form a group of souls that is gonna do projects for me on my behalf. I can't be in the physical world, as you know, my body. I'm not, I'm never gonna be incarnating anymore into anything physical. I've had enough of that. But you can still help me to put together things that I didn't accomplish because I just didn't have the life force in me anymore. They've been targeting me, and at some point of being targeted, I decided I'm too weak. I'm giving up. I didn't want people to know, but I knew something like this was coming. And you see, when they see that you're weak, they'll use their device, and you would not have any resistance, so you will just go. And don't blame yourself. Nobody could help me. It was my personal decision. It was ready. You have a lot of things coming up, but you also have the tunnel of transformation that is very hard on your body to go through, on your body, on your mind, on your personal relationship, on every day of the life. Every circumstance that comes to you is gonna challenge you big time. Is gonna challenge your soul. Do you really want to stay? It's just the way they designed that stupid matrix. Because they'll try to beat you up until the end and see how strong you are. And if you're strong enough to stay, the whole new beautiful world will open up before your eyes. You just have to get through, you know, you have to get through. I'll watch. I'll watch from the balcony that show at the theater. I'm in the cosmic theater. I can see everything on the screen here. I can switch channels and see different universes, different planets, different existences of anybody, including myself. It's very interesting and it's very peaceful. I have no. Oh, he said something about some certain amount of mm, times that you can do a certain mission in order to bring knowledge to prison planets like ours, because at some point you have to retire from those missions and do something else. And he said he's done. But yeah,
So from a big screen, how do you see the fight happening in space right now?
from a big screen, well, how I see what?
The fight happening in space, because I think the moon is not working well, and Mars is breaking free from the system, and Sun is
Yeah,
being activated.
yes, yes. Because the system, the light is going because there's not enough energy. Everything goes in order. See, they have some preserved energies in the containers. James is saying that what I saw in sessions was true, that there's souls kept inside the big barrels and they generate frequency, certain frequency energy that sustains the whole system. He said, Oksana, it's like a geometric system of stars fixed, planets fixed. You think it's all like, rotating and stuff, but it's rotating on certain orbit, and the orbit is fixed. Everything is fixed. And he said, in order to destroy the system, which that's what our souls altogether up there decided to do, because it's the ending of the cycle, and we grew up spiritually enough to be able to do it at, of course, at the upper level, but also, which is more important, at the physical level, because the physical level doesn't resonate with a higher level of true self, like an oversoul, nothing's going to happen. We have to work in tandem together. So 32% of souls, he's saying, I was saying before 30, but I guess it's growing all the time, are ready to do that. So we're turning off the mechanisms that support the matrix. That's why we're going to see more chaos and destruction, but also in that chaos and destruction, the truth that vibrates higher than the overlays of black goo that is very low frequency, the truth will surface. He's saying he showed me like it's like a flower sprouts through the crack in the concrete. It will just like sprout everywhere and we'll see the truth. After that, the layers between dimensions will be thinning. It was like thick before we couldn't see, but then thinner, thinner, thinner. At some point, it'll be like a little tiny um, layers through which we could see spaceships. And at that point, they would decide to either produce an fake alien invasion to scare people and to take souls of those people over, or those who excited to see the spaceships are not going to be taken over unless they get into another trap in which aliens will say, we came to help you and save you, go over to our spaceship, we'll take you from here. A lot of people will get into that trap also, but only those who observe and reflect will stay intact. And he's saying that's your mission, to tell people to do just that, in non-reactive way. Stand by, observe, because the government has unbelievable technology beyond your belief. You would not even believe what they can do. They're gonna use all of it potential, to trick souls in the bodies, to take them over, to win them over regarding a lot of things. They'll do that. So be calm and reflective. That's all I can recommend. Because I see what's coming on your timeline. I see the slides of the timeline approaching you quickly. And he said it's flipping of government, of all the systems connected to the government. It's like a giant squid. Each branch of it coming from Vatican is connected to another head of another octopus. There is a Vatican, there's a Washington DC, there's other ones, including Kremlin and other, parts of the world that have even you can even tell by similar construction of the buildings, because those buildings used to belong to Anunnaki. And Anunnaki will try to win over the world, but they're not gonna succeed. They're not gonna succeed. The trace will have to pick up and go. But in picking up and going, they'll bring containers of souls who unfortunately didn't collect enough knowledge and got tricked into being taken. So
James, what final advice do you have for me and Oksana, who are dissatisfied with life at this moment?
there's just one thing, that your every day of just you existing, how I existed, how I lived, and it was very hard. A lot of people betrayed me, but me just being there, Oksana, even if I didn't talk to you, you felt my presence, my support. We can always talk about anything. So that's kind of like that. Look around, you are connected to a lot of people, even if you don't talk to those people, even if you don't see them every day, you're still a source of support for them. And since you're already in that trap that you figured out precisely, just wait until your body gives you a signal that it's kind of done, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it. It's like when people say, when a body always gives you a signal to the brain that it doesn't have much energy left, much spark left, and the soul has done everything it wanted to do and it's ready to go, only leave at that point, but don't do it otherwise. Because, see, my life was very fast, but I also worked day and night. You know how much I worked. I was up all night. I was barely asleep during the day. I felt a rush, a certain rush. I couldn't understand why I was rushed, why I was pushing so hard on myself, but now I know. Because I didn't have enough charge, life force in me, life energy in my body to live longer than what I lived. That's why. I subconsciously, my soul was pushing me, come on, we have a mission to do. We have to do this, this, and that. And that's why I was rushed. A lot of people called me workaholic, but when you see a workaholic in your life, that just means that person doesn't have much life to live and trying to squeeze as much as possible in you living and feeling through your body. You can tell when it's time to go. You can tell. But for you, you have to continue doing. You're not done, Oksana. You know that. You feel that. In you have to figure out the mystery of the pyramids for yourself. You're driven by it. You're attached to them. You're really connected. We're all like a cosmic group of souls, but you know that you're, in a way, pioneers of going through the tunnel of golden sun to a brand new world that you and me always had in our heads as ideal. Darkness will be falling off slowly but surely. But in that falling off, unfortunately, it's kind of like the person before the body dies feels this extreme burst of energy. The day before the person dies, there's always a great burst of energy when the person tries to finish up all those things before death of the body. That's kind of like that. You just have to know that before the darkness completely dies, before the AI generated scenarios completely die out from your reality, they're going to be super activated. In that hyper activation, they'll try to really damage and hit and target the beautiful souls like both of you. Just watch out, please. Please watch out. I know how it is. I've been targeted all my life. Some people believed me, some people didn't. I always had marks on my body. I always had all of it. And I know that partially Oksana was right that I needed to disconnect from SSP completely. But the reason why I stayed connected to clones is because I was getting information from my clones. And that information went into my books, into my articles to help others. So in a way, I sacrificed myself, staying connected to SSP egregore to spread the knowledge, to get the knowledge and to spread it. Because if I didn't do it, my mission wouldn't be completed. So what's the point? I didn't want to return again here to complete it either. Because I knew my soul would feel the void, my soul would feel the need to come back. But now I don't. I feel liberated, I feel free. I'm connected to you both. I might speak to you too. My brother, my sister, all of you. Even though it's kind of funny, the bodies you're in are not really who you are. I see you clearly. You're just beautiful energy of creation, as well as I am. Time to go. We're going to different universe. We're gonna search for planets that need our help. Have a peaceful, restful day. And Oksana, stop doing what you do. You know what I mean. Stop crying for me. I'm with you. Remember. Okay. He's done.
We can have a small break if you want.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's have a small break.